Why do teenagers smoke? In the Portland study, we found that the first and most important consideration is whether or not the parents smoke. Smoking by older children is frequently part of this pattern. In any event, what seems to be significant is that smoking is accepted by the family as a normal and expected form of behavior. The second most important aspect seems to lie in the failure of a young people to achieve peer group status or satisfactions. Smoking is very common among those who have fallen behind their age group in school and do not participate in extracurricular activities and take a less scholastically demanding course of schoolwork. There are some additional statistics and studies, however, that should be mentioned. These concern many of the young women. Those of us in the field of medicine have often felt that when a young woman takes up smoking habits, she gives up some of her basic femininity. Many of the young girls who are smokers show rather subtle skin, hair, and often hormonal changes. Very often their voices deepen and they begin to take up the very unfeminine habit of hacking and spitting. A recent study on premature aging showed that where the premature aging occurs in approximately 2 to 4% of the normal population, it is found in 66% of the smoking population of women. A study conducted at the Baltimore Health Department Prenatal Clinic and reported at a meeting of the Johns Hopkins Medical and Surgical Association enlisted the cooperation of 2,735 smoking and non-smoking women and compared the findings from the two groups. It was found that premature babies were born much more commonly of smoking mothers than of non-smoking mothers, from a low of 11% among non-smokers to a high of 22.9% for women who smoke more than a pack a day. Fetal deaths were found to be more than twice as high among infants of cigarette smokers than among those of non-smokers, 15.5% versus 6.4% for the 1,000 births. Prematurity is associated with a higher death rate, averaging approximately 20% of the children born weighing less than 2,500 grams, where only 3% die of those children weighing more than 2,500 grams. Also, prematurity is known to have a greater instance of congenital malformations, cleft palate, club foot, and so forth. These statistics are very frightening, and I think they should be a part of the educational program for all young people. All aspects of the risks they are taking when smoking should be made clear to them. The Lord knew whereof he spoke when he said, "Tobacco is not for the body, neither for the belly, and is not good for man," as heard in Doctrine and Covenants 89.8. The findings of science concerning the harmful effects of tobacco alone should convince even the most skeptical that the word of wisdom is a revelation that should be studied, believed, and obeyed. As I said at the start, this is one chance for the modern people to see a prophecy come true in their life. For they said that there would be a time of conniving men. And when the word of wisdom is thought of in the light of today's advertising and the tobacco merchants, and the word of wisdom as we know it from a scientific viewpoint, then truly we can say we have seen a prophecy come true.